me maybe close my door really fast.
Yes.
Close the door just because the sound. 1 second.
No, you're good. You're good. So it's Movie Reviews and More, Worldwide TV Network, iTube 247 out of Franklin, Tennessee, Talk for Media, iHeartRadio, everything above. So this is a special show, and I'll tell you why. I didn't know who this young lady was. I just saw this woman with a stunning, beautiful green bluish dress, which is my spiritual colors. She's from a designer that created her dress for the Oscar party suite from Ukraine. And I said, this is gorgeous. This is beautiful. I had no idea that she was an actress and she's the director and all these great things like this. So Rachel Roberts, this is why we wanted to have this young lady on. All right, so Rachel, tell her what you do first, and then Alexandra, I'm going to have you introduce yourself and tell everybody else what you do. Go ahead, Rachel.
Okay. Hi, Alexandra. I'm Rachel Roberts from Rachel Roberts Recipes in Houston, Texas, and I do videos on teaching people how to cook, and I grow everything in my garden, and so it's all about eating clean, and so you can drink a little dirty, and I have a lot of fun doing that. I'm on all those social media.
Oh, so nice.
Thank you. You're beautiful.
Thank you. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
I would love to watch some of those videos. I love good, healthy cooking videos.
Awesome.
Yeah, really good. That designer that you were talking about, Brian, I wanted to pull it up. Her name is Ms. Sabota. She's this Ukrainian designer that I was wearing when I met you.
Well, you know, what's funny about that is I show everybody that photo of you because you just wore it great. It's beautiful. And I'm like, you got to pay homage to that. And that's a great thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was really, I'm a May baby. So my birthday's coming up and it's emerald and that color is like just obviously my whole life has been. So when I saw the dress, I was like, wow, this is just, and it was so unique with the arm. Because usually you have a train or something in the back, but the train was the sleeve. It was very pretty. Yeah.
Nice.
So talk about your career. Talk about how long you've been an actress and everything like that, because I did not know, and we didn't really get a chance to talk too much. And Rachel, she met Terri.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Oscar party.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Okay, so my career, so I started acting when I was a kid, really, and my grandmother got me into like theater training, and my first jobs I got in New York City. I was doing commercials and like I was a cheerleader, so I had gotten these auditions as a teenager to play a cheerleader in a Pontiac commercial, and I just went in there and I did like full out jumps and flips, and they were like, sure, yeah, so I right away started booking. I booked 3 cheerleader commercial jobs in a row when I was probably 16. I think I was 16. That was my first like getting paid as an actor. And because I booked all 3 of the first auditions, I just felt like that was a really good sign that I was doing the right thing. Because everyone's like, oh, it's so hard. It's so competitive. And I'm like, really? Because I'm having so that's sort of how I started in New York. And then I did all of these commercials. I signed with this manager and I did a lot of like student films and stuff. And I was just obsessed with learning about the filmmaking. It's the whole dynamic behind not just being an actor, but what does everybody else do? And how's like the interworkings of the set. I just found that to be absolutely exciting and entrancing, and so I was obsessed like at a very young age. And I got a great agent after I did a Bollywood movie. So I did this Bollywood film that was amazing out in India, and it was a Yash Raj Film Studio project. And I got this movie by auditioning. I had my bottom wisdom teeth removed. And I was like going to Philadelphia for the audition, which was bizarre, but because it was India, I just figured, it's a unique kind of casting experience. So I went out there, and then I found out that they were still casting for the part. And so I called my manager and I was like, why are they still casting for the role? That means obviously I didn't get it. And that's not fair because I could barely speak. I still showed up, like, get me another audition, give me some feedback. And so then they came into New York and did another casting. And I was playing, like, the role was for Michael Jackson backup dancer. And She didn't actually have to dance in the movie though, but because she was his backup dancer, I thought I have to show them that that's who I am. And being a gymnast and dancer, it wasn't really that hard to just watch one of the videos. And I studied all night long. I went out and got like a boom box because it was a long time ago. You know, and I got the boom box and I got my, you know, the song, and I put it on in the CD. And I brought it into the casting, and I did like a whole dance, a Michael Jackson dance for everybody. And the casting director at first was like, no, we don't have time for you to dance for everybody. And I'm like, well, please, I've worked so hard. And then I said, well, maybe I could just show you, because they weren't there yet. The director and everyone didn't show up. I guess I was one of the first people up. And so then I'm doing the dance for her, and they arrived in the middle of me doing the dance in the doorway and see me doing this dance for her. And then I was like, oh, hi, okay. And I shut my thing off, and they're like, no, please finish. And so then we did the casting straight away from there, and they booked me within like 30 minutes of me leaving.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, you know what it was, is that you took that opportunity with that space as, because they weren't there. Smart on you, smart move for one. And then you got a little bit extra time because they caught the middle of what you're doing. Again, that's smart. You take any opportunity you can, don't you?
Yeah, and literally the director told me, his name is Parmeet Sethi. He was a big star out there as an actor in television, and then this was his first like big directorial job. And he was like, it was my first movie, and the first time I wanted to have that kind of energy and passion, that you wanted this job so bad that you showed up and did all of that. Like, that's why I gave you the part. So
what was that called? What movie was that?
It was called Badmash Company. It's Badmaash.
Oh, I'll look that up. That sounds neat.
Yeah, it was really cute. Really good movie.
Cool.
What nationality are you? You have a very unique look.
Oh, thanks. I'm Russian and Italian, and I'm a little bit of a mutt. I mean, my mother's side is mostly Russian, but there's also a little like British, like London, and Slavic, kind of like Western European. Very Western European.
That makes sense. That's why I call you exotic. So is it Dobe Jutre, good morning, or is it Dobe Jutra for good morning? Do you speak a little bit of Russian?
Oh, yeah, a little bit, but maybe you skipped Dobre Udra.
Yes,
that's it.
I'm rusty. See, I'm rusty on my Russians. All my Ukrainian friends are busy right now.
It was good though, really good. I mean, I can't be a judge of Russian. It's so sad. My grandfather, he was speaking a lot of Russian when I was a kid, and Yiddish, and he was a Russian Jew, and he just once he passed away, we kind of stopped doing that. He was the one holding it.
The reason why I asked, because my favorite composer, Shostakovich, Stravinsky, are all been Russian. I studied Russian history. I studied Chinese history back in the day. And I'm glad I did, because I like both cultures. So that's why it's like, and then a lot of my friends will always be around, and I deal with a lot of them. And I always found this out. Everybody that I know who's Eastern European, they work their asses off when they come to the States. So when you're talking about you dancing and stuff like that, I'm not surprised. That's the work ethic. I've always seen that. And that's why a lot of them we're all friends.
Yeah, it really is. It was my mom's side too that got me very into doing gymnastics at a young age. And I think being a gymnast and being in that sort of like, I always wanted to be captain and like get everybody, and I was captain many years, and coaching the younger kids coming in as I was growing. All of that I found to be when I start acting, and also being a director, because now I'm doing directing too, and it's just like rallying the team. I mean, it's no different. So it was really good training, and that's the Russian background.
Wow. What are you working on now?
Physical and mental, like crazy intense.
So what are you working on now?
Sorry. So right now I have this Green Cola movie. It's a short film that I have in the festival. It's playing as we speak. I think tomorrow's the last day it's playing. It's playing in the Paris Independent Film Festival. And it used to be an in-person festival, and it's now right now online because of COVID. But I think they're going back next year. But so it's actually kind of nice though, because people can watch everywhere. They don't have to be in France to watch the festival. So I've been spreading it out and sending it to people. And I have the script, the feature version of that I wrote, that's actually much more funny and advanced than what this film was, even though this one also is very funny. But it was like the seed of an idea when I made the film, and I did it during the COVID time. And so after I saw the movie and with an audience and how they were reacting to it, I was like, oh, I see where this could go, and I could actually expand upon this side of things, and sort of picked what's like was hitting the most and made a whole film where this fits a little piece of it, like 10 minutes of it will probably be in the movie, in the finished movie. But so I'm working right now on getting that done, that film done, as a director and writer. And I'm acting in it too, but
Wow.
I really want to focus on like working with the actors. And
what do you like the best, acting or directing or writing?
Oh, I really like acting. I mean, it's hard to say, but I'm a member of the Actors Studio, and so I get to act all the time. Even if I'm not hired to act all the time, I'm like always acting. So I'm always on stage, and I am constantly, digging into new characters or going deeper into parts and plays that I really fall in love with. And so I have a deep love for my acting. But what I like about directing and writing is that I have the ability to do it when I want, and I'm in full control to flesh out my own ideas and then collaborate with other great people. And I really enjoy that as well. Like as an actor, going in and just being a part of the film or project is like you're fulfilling the director's vision. Like my job is to bring my vision to his vision. And so it's also very nice because it feels very generous and fun. Do you hear that?
What is it?
But you're okay. You're
okay.
all right. I got more noise than you are. That's why.
Okay. Yeah. So just more fun as an actor, I think, to just dive in and be there. And as a director, it's a lot more pressure into making all the decisions. But I really kind of thrive in that type of atmosphere. So I'm fine with that. I like both.
I love the fact that you can always get out and I love your Getty photos. I always look at this way. If you can get in Getty wire images, that to me as a non-actor, non-director, movie director, in my world, you've made it. That means you're someone. When you got one and you see yourself constantly, what is your thought? What goes through your mind?
Oh gosh, I don't think like that at all. I love that that's how you see it. It's good to learn what the perspective is. I mean,
Well, the reason why I say that, because in our world, in the journalistic world, that means you are someone of importance. With all the people that are around the world, they won't just take anybody's photo, because I know a lot of those photographers. They just will not do that.
Yeah, I guess it's a huge blessing, and I just it's something that I guess because I live in my own skin all the time, I don't really pay attention or look at it like that. But you're absolutely right, and I think that's really it's like a dream come true in a way. I mean, I always wanted to be someone of influence, where I can be of good influence, though, which is most important. And just be an artist, actually stand up as a warrior, as a human, as somebody who's like tough and can be an artist and stay true to themselves no matter what's going on in the world outside of yourself. So if I have been given, I've been doing that. So like all I do is I'm just true to my art. And so I guess if that's what comes from doing that, then that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, that's what I want to be able to do. If that's the fact, I hope people see it that way, because I never really wanted to like take photos outside of like a nightclub as a, because because taking pictures is so different than what it used to be too. It used to be that they take your photo because you're really good at what you do, right? You're exemplary, and they come and take your picture this way. That now, ever since I think the change started maybe in reality television and in the days of social media and Instagram, getting your picture taken now essentially just because you dress really unique or you have, some style, really nice, or not, or just some like big, attitude or personality, like a strong personality. But they take your picture now for different reasons. It's not really about your talent and what you do if you're like amazing at it.
Yeah, anybody can become a star now.
Yeah. So that's why it's an interesting thing where the industry has gone. It was never like that before.
Well, I look at it this way: keep doing what you're doing on that because you're doing it the right way. But also, you are stylish. I believe you are talented because I haven't seen that short version yet. But I'm going to give you that credit because of your background, because I'm what I'm listening to. But I love the way that it's not about you. I don't see you doing that selfie, like, hey, look at me thing. That's not what I see in your personality. That's not the person that I met. The person that I met is strong-willed, goes for it, works hard, and you know what? I got my head down and I'm just doing the work. And that's why I enjoyed talking to you with Terri for that little bit. That's what I got at. I got to have her on a show. And then when you told me you directed a film, I'm like, I didn't know that. Why didn't you tell me that then? I didn't know. I love that. That said, it wasn't about you.
Yeah. It's never really been like about me. I've always been a sort of team player. I think it's more fun and more real when we can all work together and be together. So, and I can never take full credit for everything because there's so many people involved. So I guess I might get shy sometimes about talking about like stuff, but I'm getting better at it. I think because as an actor before, I was able to talk more freely about what I'm doing as an actor because it's more, I don't know, a higher job. And then when I'm creating something, I'm a little more shy, I think, right now. It's like raw. It's like so
I can understand that. That's why a lot of us went in radio back in the day. We were all shy, and we would all say we have that face for the radio back in the day. So now every podcast, and like now it does.
It's like no face anymore. Your face is going to be out there no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. I do my best. It's not about me. It's about everybody else.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You're very good at reeling it back in too.
All right, Rachel. So now, what would you make for her since she's stylish? She's got this great persona and everything like that. What would you create for her?
Okay, let's see. Well, I don't know, maybe something healthy, something clean. Today, I did a so delicious. I was, with the weather, I don't know where you are, but it's so beautiful. Like I've got my doors open and the sun's coming in and it's perfect outside. So it's a great day to light the grill. And so I did grilled chicken and I made barbecue sauce. But, as when you eat clean, barbecue sauce, you can't have that because it's got a lot of sugar in it. But I made one today. It was sugar-free. And it's so good. It's one of those things that you eat it and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this is like, this is healthy. So
I like some of that.
Yeah. It's all about eating clean so you can drink a little dirty.
Eat clean, drink dirty. What kind of drinks do you like to have?
Okay, so even when I do my cocktails, I do clean. I don't use like juices or sodas or anything like that. So you got to use like whatever spirit you're going to use, and then something from your garden, because I grow a lot of things, and that's where I get my inspiration on cooking and drinks. So I go out there, I'll grab some lemongrass or some rosemary, and if you mix that with your, let's say, whatever you're drinking, your
vodka,
gin and tonic, but instead of doing like a regular tonic, you do a diet tonic and you throw some lemongrass in there, or rosemary or some mint. And then every time you take a sip, you smell your fresh herbs with, so eat clean, drink dirty, but still the drinks have got to be they've got to be clean drinking too. Otherwise, what's the point of, right? What's the point of being so clean?
And then, so tell her about last night's drink, what you made for her, last night's meal.
Okay. So yeah, last night I did a seared salmon with this gorgeous salad with, and then the drink was a key lime mint, herradura, ranch water, which is big in Texas. Yes. Okay. So in Texas, if you ask for a ranch water, what you're asking for is Topo Chico, lime, and tequila. Yeah. So it's it's real light, and it's Topo Chico is like a kind of like club soda. It's a seltzer. Okay. Yes. Topo Chico. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it.
It's real light, refreshing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I wish we could get you over here.
Well, I'm on my way.
she's coming. So we're going to Tennessee for Women in Film and Television first.
And,
and then I'm going to go to Houston for probably 48 hours, bring a couple of girls, and we're going to have a Godfather type sit down where Rachel does whatever she's got from her garden, and then we're going to eat clean and drink dirty.
Yeah, Alexandra, you should come. You're officially invited.
Where are you going? End of April, May.
Yep. Well, in May is the Women for Film and Television, which you come out there to that, right, Brian?
Yeah, we're doing that in Nashville.
Nashville.
And then what we're doing sometime in June, we'll go to Texas for like 2 days, and then maybe July, Chicago for like 2 days or stuff. Because all the girls are spread cross country, so that's why.
Oh, nice.
Where are you?
I'm in Santa Monica, California.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the ocean right now.
Oh, wow. You win.
It's really cozy and beautiful over here. So I actually normally live in New York City, but I've been staying here I live here too for like 10 years on and off, but my main residence is New York at the moment.
And where did you grow up?
New York and New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mostly New York. When I was a really young kid, I was in New Jersey a lot with my grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this. So most New Yorkers have a hard time dealing with moving to California. Either they like it or they hate it. So you're in one of the few that I know that have done both. So that opportunity, how do you do that? Because that's not easy, first of all.
Well, going back and forth?
Well, going back and forth, but also the of being that New Yorker and then being in California too. It's not easy. A lot of New Yorkers can't.
Yeah, I think when I first came out, it was a little culture shock because at first I thought it was so lovely. And then as I settled in, there was a little getting used to things that is just not what I was used to before. It's hard to say, pinpoint exactly what, but for sure it was a little hard getting used to. And then I discovered more of the city, and I think coming out to the beach and and going out to Malibu and just driving around to everything surrounding Los Angeles and getting to know this place has made it really a lovely place to live. I think you can find yourself really comfortable, and I just think the weather constantly is really nice. Like growing up in the winter where it's so long, and then finally it's spring and summer, and then before you know it, it's over and it's fall again. And now you're going to have a huge long winter. Now winter is amazing, but I like to fly there for a winter weekend.
Yeah.
So mostly during the winters is how I've been playing it, where I go here, I come here during the cold months, and I go back there in spring. Like I might go in May to New York for a little bit. So,
and I can relate to that because I grew up in Connecticut, so I know exactly what you meant by that.
Yeah. And the industry is interesting. Like as an actor starting in New York, and all that success I had really young, I had such an amazing time there that when I moved to Los Angeles, I just assumed it would be equally as easy as it was because I had it like somehow just easy time. And it wasn't. And LA was much less open to to new talent and people coming in. And I even had like a nice resume, and I was with innovative artists in New York, and I did a lot of stuff. I was on HBO and CBS and all these stations, and guest starring and co-starring and recurring, and I was doing all of it. And then I came out here and it's super slowed down. But the Actors Studio, I would say, is like what kept me alive, because I would go there and I would work with my peers, and I was constantly fulfilled. So I was never feeling desperate, like I can't work unless you let me. And I think that as an artist, we really just need to be fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
And when we are fulfilled, we don't need them to fulfill us. So it's kind of like getting that extra time. Sorry, if I'm going on, but getting that time, to do the work, I think takes away from the need for other people to validate you, and you just keep getting better. And then that's when like your preparation and opportunity meet, when the time is right and when it fits perfect. And now you don't have to like prepare you just are ready, like you just do what you need to do. So I think as an artist, having that in Los Angeles and in New York, in both places, makes it much easier for me to go back and forth, because I have that community. And from there, I get plays like I got an agent last time, like many years ago, or this manager because I did a play through someone who I knew from the studio, directed me in the play. And then the producer of the play's daughter is a manager, and she's amazing woman. And I went with her for a long time. So it's just, it's an interesting lay of the land. It took a lot more work to get things done out here for me too.
I always tell people what happens is no matter where you come from, you can be the best at anything, but when you come to Los Angeles, you're starting from scratch.
Yeah.
You really are. It doesn't matter who you were. You gotta find your way around, just like you did when you started driving around. And then you've got to say, where am I going to live? And then you figure out, because unless someone tells you, don't live in San Diego if you have to be in Los Angeles every day. And people don't do that. So I tell everybody about these things, because unless you got that person you can trust, and I think of George Clooney coming out from Kentucky, living in Beverly Hills and sleeping on his grandmother Rosemary's couch, but look where George is today. Everybody's got a story to tell in a strange way, and it's not always good.
No, it's not. So funny. Yeah, it's really it's a unique place, but LA is gorgeous, and I love the community of people you can find out here. There's so many amazingly talented people. So
last question for you. What would you say for inspiration that people that are looking up to what you're doing for your career as an actress, as a director, and as a producer? What would you say to them?
What is the question again? What is
words for inspiration? What would you say?
Inspiration? Words of inspiration to be actor, writer, director. Okay, so words of inspiration as an actor. If you ask yourself, did I act today? If the answer is yes, then great. If the answer is no, then you should go do some more acting. You should act every day as an actor. Whatever that looks like for you is different. Okay, as a director, words of inspiration. Always stand true to your image, stay true to your view. What's the word I'm looking for?
Like what you're dreaming. Make sure you pull that through.
Stay true to your own image. Yes, it is image. Your vision. Thank you. Vision. Yeah. I don't know. I need to drink my tea. That's
and always having tea, because tea is always good for us, isn't it, Rachel?
Yeah, green tea is amazing. The vision. So for directing, always stay true to your vision. You can like take everyone's advice and you can listen, but when it comes down to it, you have the vision. And so I think stay true to your vision, because nobody else lives in your mind. And so be flexible, but at the end of the day, get back to that focus. And then as a writer is similar to as an actor. Did you write today?
Mm-hmm.
because I think it's just about consistency in everything that you do. Like if you're not worried about results and you're just focused on doing quality work today, then everything else kind of will fall into place, I believe. Just quality today. What do I have to do? And to have the will to do it. Like that's an all around word of inspiration. Like have the will, because only you have the will to get yourself up and do everything you want to do each day without feeling discouraged and without wondering, okay, is this worth it? Like you just have to keep going and keep learning. And over time, eventually it all combines, and I think that's where all the success comes from. Consistency.
And so, Rachel, exactly, that's what you're doing now when you get up and do your Facebooks on your cooking and everything like that. That's what I do for our shows every week and all that stuff.
I like that.
It's about being consistent and just doing it. And you really do have to love it too, or else you're in the wrong business. That's really what it is. So with that, I want to end this. So thank you so much for everything that you're doing. This is Movie Reviews and More. Chef Rachel Robertson.
So happy to meet you, Rachel.
Nice to meet you.
I always say this before I log off. If you think someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. This is Brian Sebastian for everybody, and we will see you next week.